so Alyssa, when you invited us for a dip, I was like, what? Like, what's a dip? Okay, like, what is this? They want to go to the river and they want to like dip in it. Like, what is this? And honestly, it was the most alive that I have felt in so long.
So how cold is it today, King?
I think it's like negative 16, 17. Feels like 25. I don't know. I don't even want to look. I don't know.
Yeah, Calgary just decided to go for a dive, eh?
Yeah.
It's our first really, really cold day and we're ready to jump in this baby.
Hello everyone, my name is King. This is, we're here in the beautiful Calgary Bow River. This is Bow River, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bow
so
River,
part
yeah.
of Bow River. So I'm just here to explain to you guys the reasons why we go in the water, because whenever we go, we always see people from all around shouting, why do you guys do what you do? It's so cold. Da, 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 da. Well, two parts. The first one is the many benefits that comes with the cold exposure. When you're in the cold, your body releases white blood cells that actually helps improve your immune system. Your body also releases endorphins that helps create happy mood, helps you with your well-being. It reduces stress, and man, there's so many lists. I don't remember all of them, but it has a lot of benefits being in the cold water. The second part is really it helps me realign my mind, body, and soul, because when I'm in the water, I become nothing. I go straight to the spirit. I become just the awareness.
Getting the frequency of love, everybody.
For me, so my experience with the cold therapy or cold exposure has been really, really transformative when it comes to like my internal mindset, belief system, and just my overall health. My mentality, my mindset, the way it shifted because of the cold therapy has been phenomenal. Just to give some example is, when you're in the cold, you're right. Like you have to have a quiet mind. You have to be relaxed, because if you're not, and you're like trying to like fight it, and you're gonna struggle more. And I feel that it's the same in your day-to-day basis. Whenever you're faced with a situation that is stressful, sometimes you have to take a step back, calm down, and then so you can respond accordingly, properly, with the right mindset. But if you act on impulse, like like whatever, then it's not really helpful for you.
Cold therapy was kind of this like baby step that we took first, and it's really powerful because for most people, when we're doing like wound healing or meditations, that's all really etheric type work. And the cold therapy is like physical. It's very visceral. It's like intense, right? It's probably like the most physical and visceral experience you'll have anyways, So it's an amazing way for everyone to break through. No matter kind of what you believe in spiritually and all that stuff, you can go and get in the cold water and like really tap in, have that shocking sensation through the body, and get shocked into kind of your true self, right? Into that like really, really deep kind of sense of peace of mind and healing, right? That deep healing that happens when you're in the cold water is physical, it's emotional, it's mental, it's healing all of these layers all at once.
When you're in the cold, it kind of squeezes you and releases all the traumas that's been stuck in your body and your mind. Because that's how when I was first getting started, somehow I would experience like pain and like in my body, and then slowly when you're in the cold, I could feel it kind of just healing, and it's so cool. Also with my mind, sometimes I would hear voices from the past that would come up randomly, and I'm like, whoa. And then I would get emotional, and then once the emotion passed through, then I'm gone. And then some other times I would want to scream, and it's like, oh, it's because of that reason. And then I finally let that scream out, that's been like stuck in there for so long, for years. And then when you go in the cold water, it's like instant therapy. And it's so cool, because then really like for me, my relationships has improved tremendously with my family, with my friends, and I attribute that to the cold because it taught me to control my emotion and to be present in the moment. And it's still a practice for me. I'm not very good at it from time to time, but it's a process it's a training that I will continue. But yeah, that's something very cool.
As a starting step into the healing process, into healing yourself fully, start with cold therapy. And you can do that by going in your shower, okay? Like we recommend you can start with your normal hot shower, and then just at the end of your shower, you turn it to cold as you can, like get it pretty cold, like not baby cold, get it ice cold, and stay in for 30 seconds the first time, and then build up, okay? Build up by 10 seconds every time, or if you're feeling really brave, just go for the full 2 minutes. We really want to get to 2 minutes. 2 minutes is where you're going to start seeing the benefits. It's where you're going to really like feel the aliveness from that like shock therapy that comes online. You're going to have that blood flow pumping, right? Those toxins kind of like purging out because you're really getting the blood moving and flowing. Like it really like on, a parallel thing, it's like your blood is flowing, everything's flowing, your energy is flowing, right? On all of these levels, we're seeing flow. We're so blessed to be in Canada, and we have a cold river in Calgary, Alberta. It's very cold in the winter. It goes below zero because it's flowing, and in Calgary in the winter it gets up to like minus 25, minus 30, minus 40 at some points. So very, very cold here. And so we love to go and get into nature. We definitely have seen that there's another layer to cold therapy if you do have the option to go out into nature and do it in the organic, reality of just Mother Earth and connection. You'll have so much healing doing it that way too. And if you do it that way, just start again slow, like 30 seconds the first time. Ease the body into it. We're retraining the body to learn and to remember that it can withstand the cold. Okay, like our bodies are built to withstand the cold and to have these moments of being in the cold and to have that shock kind of thing to the system. It's really, really healthy for the body. And so that's why we can see a lot of stagnancy when we're not doing the cold exposure, and we're just warm all the time and comfortable all the time, right? So this is a great way to get the energy flowing. You can do some breath work. One of the things I teach everyone when they're first starting is as soon as you get in and fully immerse yourself, either in the shower or in a river or a cold body of water, is you want to get your breath to like the breathing that you would have if you're sitting at the dinner table with your family. So just normal, calm breathing, not even big breaths, just get it normal. Just get it to normal breathing.
For me, it's been helping me with realignment, and for most people, I don't know if it would make sense what realignment is, but essentially it's when your mind, body, and soul is, doing the same thing. It's driven with intention is one thing. So I think that's what alignment means. And we can go into that on another video, but in the cold therapy, what I've learned is that it's a tool to help me realign with my soul, because when you're in the water, you first calm your mind, so you have no thoughts. You go into the body through the breath, and once you kind of allow the body to just let itself, let it do its thing, just breathe, then you get to a point of stillness where that's when you it's like this infinite intelligence that you can tap into when you're in the cold. And that's something that I saw for many times, which is incredible. And I don't think I can put words into it, but it's a feeling that you get when you're just in total at peace and at awe, and knowing that you're guided, you're loved, you're protected, and all these good feelings come flowing inside of you. And that's why for me it's so important that we start this process now, because the world as we know it is in chaos, but we can shift the direction of the world right now just by taking these small steps. if you're not ready for that cold shower, just get a bucket, fill it with ice water, just dip your hands or your feet. Start with that, because what you're training here is your mind, really, because the body can take it, no question about it, but your mind, it's your primitive mind, it's always on survival mode. So there's a saying, rise above your primitive instinct, and I think that's what the cold does for us, is it helps us to think above that. We're not always on survival mode all the time. Now once you learn to be in the cold water, then you can kind of figure out, you can see the mind at work, because when you go in the water, you'll have all these thoughts of like, I'm gonna lose my finger, I'm gonna lose my thumb, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna freeze to that. So really, I mean, it's a valid point. It's a valid point, and it's kept us alive for, I don't know, millennia, whatever. But you're in a safe space now. We're in a modern place, so practice your mind, take control of your mind, so it does not take control of you.